So, you live or invest in Portugal, or you want to live and invest in this beautiful country but don't really know what is the path to do it. You might need some assistance. In that case, this video is for you. My name is Helena Badr. I am an international real estate agent in Portugal, and I am also the managing partner of LIVEST Real Estate. So, I will start this video covering the frequently asked questions, and after that I will cover every procedure we have to working with the different kinds of clients, namely the buyers, the sellers, and the tenants. When I say the sellers, I'm actually also talking about the landlords. I'm talking about the property owners, okay? By the end of this video, you will know whether we have a match, whether we are gonna have some rapport in working together. And in that case, you will also know what are the next steps, what is the step-by-step guide to follow up with me in order that we connect and start working, okay? So let's begin. Starting from one of our hottest questions. So do you work with both buyer and seller clients? Yes, here at LIVEST Real Estate, we do work with both the buyer and the seller parties. Not necessarily at the same time. Sometimes it happens that we do represent the seller, we're the listing agent, and the buyer pops up, and we end up representing both in a very impartial, fair way. We struggle to the best of our reasons to provide that service, but we mostly represent just one of the two sides. When we are working with the buyer, we're gonna provide him all the buyer agent service, and same thing happens with the seller. I usually say that these are the two sides of the same coin. In order to provide a great service for the buyer, you have to be very aware of what listings you have in the market, what is the property owner feeling, what are the property owner's expectations in order to craft the best negotiation possible for your buyer. And the same thing happens in reverse. When you are representing the property owner, you have to have a clear sense of what the buyer's general feeling is in that moment in that market. You have to be handling these clients as well to understand what type of buyers are arriving, whether they have money in cash, whether they're gonna finance the property, what's their nationality, what they're looking for. When you manage to understand both parties' expectations, you're so much more qualified to deliver better, more qualified service for both. So yes, let us know whether you're a buyer, whether you're a property owner, and we'll help you. And many times, once a property owner becomes a buyer, you're gonna have one same agent, one same trusted person to deal with your real estate needs. They're all on the same pocket. The same question applies a little differently to landlords and tenants. We do work with landlords and tenants as well, but this category of clients is less frequent because leasing, renting your place or renting a place for you is generally a simpler transaction. So many times what we do is that we offer a consultation to these kinds of clients. We guide them through the market, give them some tips here and there. We also have this service, which is simply a consultation, and they end up preferring to follow up the transaction by themselves and close the deal directly. That way they save money, and it's a simpler, a faster transaction, and they're gonna be fine. But in the case of you having the preference of having us accompanying you, yes, we do also accompany landlords and tenants. Next question. Do you only work with luxury real estate? What market segments and niches do you work with? Okay, so no, we do not only work with that segment. Of course, the luxury market is beautiful. We do work this segment, and because it's sexy, we love to portray this kind of property. But the truth is, we work with several segments and several market niches. It's all gonna depend on the client we are accompanying and whether that opportunity makes sense in our portfolio. So to give you an example, we have in our portfolio right now, by the moment I'm recording this video, we have plots of land below 100K, and we also have million-euro properties. Of course, the profile of the client is gonna vary a little bit, but not as much. Not as much, because many times someone who has a million-euro property also wants to buy a plot of land to build up something, to invest, to develop property. So do not get mistaken. A good real estate agent is that one that has a thorough view of the market, not necessarily one who is just gonna be showing off sexy properties. Okay, so yes, to my pleasure, we do work several market segments, from luxury real estate to lower categories of real estate as well. We work several segments: high-end, middle-class property, more affordable real estate like entrance property. And now talking about the market niches, we work mostly residential real estate. This is our expertise per se, but we've been having every time like a broader demand, and because our clients are so interesting and because the opportunities are also very interesting, what we do to work other niches, other market niches, is we partner with experts. So just to give you an example, the other day I had a client. Look what an interesting story. This guy was Portuguese and he was living in Ibiza. For somehow, maybe it was the algorithm, he just ended up watching one of our videos and he reached out. And this guy happened to have like a plot, like a rural hotel project pre-approved in the countryside of Portugal. And I think that market niche is so interesting. We're talking about the hospitality business. We're talking about like a rural hotel project. And I had not had this expertise before. So what I said to this client was, listen, I'm gonna partner with an expert, and in case we are able to make a good partnership, we're gonna handle this for you. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be qualified enough. Then I partnered with a hotel developer guy who's been working in this area for 20 plus years. We split commissions, we made this property a marketing plan, and then we ended up listing this property. Isn't that amazing? So if you ask me, do I work this market niche? Not alone, okay? But when we find that the clients or the opportunities are interesting, we do partner with the best of the best, we share commission, we make a marketing plan, and we make it happen, okay? So this is my pleasure in real estate, okay? I gotta say that I love this business. So anyways, our expertise is the residential, but we do have commercial, we do have boutique hotel projects in our portfolio on and off market. And if you want to know more or you want to talk about what you have in mind, let's just schedule a video call to start. With that answer, I'm already answering the next question. What regions do you cover? I see that you guys have some things going on in Ericeira. Where exactly are you located at? What's your specialty, correct? So we are based in Ericeira, this lovely town by the coast, and we are specialists in the Lisbon district. And that, it's like the state of Lisbon, okay? For many of you who are not familiar with the terms here, the Lisbon district, there's the city of Lisbon, and there's the Lisbon district. And the Lisbon district, which is like the state, encompasses several regions. For example, Ericeira, for example, Cascais, for example, the city of Lisbon, and many others. So we are specialists in these regions. But what have been happening a lot, and it actually happens all the time, we might end up expanding our team very soon, but what might end up happening is that a client approaches us and needs some assistance in a different region, for example in the Algarve, which is actually very common. What we do is we have trusted professionals down there who we partner with in order to provide the best service to our clients. So the assistant begins more or less like this. We're gonna make a series of video calls, we're gonna organize everything remotely, make a spreadsheet, share the information about the whole portfolio of properties in and off market, ours or belonging to other agencies. And when the time comes, when you come to Portugal or when it's the time to visit that certain region, we're gonna drive there to accompany you. So it's just a matter of organizing and making it happen again. And in the case of not having a trusted partner in a certain region to support you, to cover that up for you, we're not gonna accept the service. But that hasn't happened yet. Let's talk. Anyway, these are just some of the most frequently asked questions. Now we are gonna dig into the specifics of the services you're gonna get as our clients. Have you ever wondered what exactly we do for you? Like as our client, what are you gonna be able to expect from us? We're gonna dig into that, starting from buyers and tenants, then switching to property owners, which could be either landlords or sellers, and closing, wrapping up with consultancy. Let's go.